Thank you for choosing our Patio Heat channel. I'm Steve. We provide tips and information to extend the enjoyment of your patio project. Our videos give you a knowledgeable overview prior to investing in your outdoor heating equipment. Whether you are a professional or owner-builder, we provide specific details for optimum heat coverage for your application. Post a comment or question, or for developed visual designs, send your request into designs@patioheat.com. We're here to work with you. For over 30 years, patio heating is the bedrock of our business, expressing what works best. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential application. We have a Alumawood structure above. You can see we have this lattice section here and a covered section here and here. We have seating area over here. We have dining space over here. And we're going to focus on heating those two areas primarily. So the overall dimensions that I have. So overall dimensions, they said it was 12 feet this direction here and 20 feet length here. We have a sloped top ceiling of 10 foot from here, and we have 9 foot 3 inches on this side here. So we're going to focus, and over here we have 12 feet as well. I didn't get the true dimensions of this space here. I think this is actually probably a little bit further apart or further distance here than this 15.8. However, we're going to kind of just look at this as a primary or a first time recommendation, I guess. So let's go ahead and turn that off, and let's look at what units I would place here. Initially, I would place something like the 6,000 watt units, and I would have them so that they're placed roughly about, let's go ahead and get the dimensions here. So from the center point to center point here, we have that at 8'6", and the same over here and here, 8'6", and I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off, and I have these pointed straight down to the ground. I have these two centered within that 12-foot span, so from this point here to roughly this point here, 12-foot span. So in essence, from this point in the center to the outer edge is 6 feet, and then I have them attached to the ceiling with just the OEM brackets here. This is Alumawood again, so Alumawood has sections that are you can get that have I think they're called fan brackets or something of that nature. So the heater itself weighs about 18 pounds, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But in any case, so I have the two here, and then these two here, these are 6,000 watt units as well, and I have them centered within the span of the seating itself. So from the center point of the table to the center point of the heater, that is where I have them. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. Footprint of heat is going to heat up those two spaces very well, and you can see here, and I even believe I have a little bit larger of a seating position here than what they showed. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that, you know, I don't have the true dimensions of the lattice work up here, but you could easily just move the unit itself so that it's centered within, you know, the bracket itself or the lattice itself, and do the same over here. And then of course you would probably want to you'd probably want to also move the other two units so that they look similar in their distances. Let's see if I can even get this here, and let's just go with maybe 10 inches here roughly. So this is just a rough guesstimate here on the positioning. So if we were to meet what those lattice pieces are, and I would come up with my own bracket as far as, you know, this bracket here, or you could even, you know, cut this bracket down so that it's same distance as the lattice pieces itself. But if you were to utilize this bracket, let me move this down here a little bit further. utilizing the position, I should say, I would now tend to think that I'm not heating up the whole entire space correctly, so I'd probably want to change the angle slightly. And let's see if I can make this. Nope. Let's see. I gotta change this here real quick and make this unique as well. I'm just going to change the 1 here, but slightly changing the angle of the heater itself. Let's just go with maybe 3 degrees and see how that works. Let's go with a 5-degree tilt, and then I would probably go with the same on the other side here, a 5-degree tilt, but facing the opposite direction. Let's see if I can do that very quickly here. And this is going to take just a second here. And I'm going to move this so that it's on the same position as the other unit. So we'll go here and right up here. So that's going to be very similar, not exact, but let's go ahead and turn this one here off. And now you can see with the slight angle, 5 degrees in, you might even want to go 7 degrees in. You'd get a nice coverage for the entire dining space as well. Again, I believe this is a little bit wider in its actual position. I think it comes out to about here, and so that this is probably another 4 feet out this direction, something of that nature as well. But mainly covering the seating position is very important, and this is how I would do it. Now lastly, would I put a heater in this configuration where, let's just go here, we'll change this angle, and could you do something like this where the heater is mounted on the position where the heater is on a slope? Yes, you could, but you'd have to come up with an extension on this side here to allow the unit itself to be level. If the unit is not level, what will happen is the elements themselves will start to droop downhill when they heat and then cool off, and then they will destruct within just a short period of time. So you want to make sure that your heaters are level as far as the position like this. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off and leave these how I have them. But again, the position based on where these brackets or these lattice pieces truly are would determine whether you should have this at an angle. Now you could actually make this a the electrical coming in here, you could make it so that you could still maneuver the heater itself a few more degrees, so that down the road, if you figure that 5-7 degrees isn't enough, maybe 10 degrees is more, you can still loosen up the screw here, change the angle slightly again, and then tighten that up if you have enough wire as it comes in, that you can actually change the angle slightly if it's movable. So something just to consider. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button, ask a comment, or make a comment, ask a question, and please hit that like button. It really helps our channel out. We appreciate that very much. Thank you. Have an excellent day.